Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 9 of the 24 days of Britmas. I don't know how this video is gonna go, but today I really wanted to talk about my top 10 Christmas movies. I feel like there are so many Christmas movies out there. Everybody has different preferences of what their favorite Christmas movie is. For example, my dad's favorite is A Christmas Carol, quite literally every version of it, and that's fine. Not my personal preference, but I figured I would sit down and I would tell you guys my top 10 Christmas movies. Now, I don't necessarily know if these are in order. I kind of just listed 10 movies off the top of my head, thought about, and I was like, yeah, that's a movie I have to watch during the holidays. And I figured we would talk about it. We're gonna start with A Charlie Brown Christmas. I feel like Charlie Brown anything is very nostalgic. You know, The Great Pumpkin. I just feel like the Charlie Brown like holiday specials are always so nostalgic, and I don't know, they just are like cute and I love to watch them. We actually this year missed out on The Great Pumpkin, so I've been waiting to see when Charlie Brown Christmas is coming on because I do want to watch it. I don't know if I've missed it. I feel like it's kind of late in the game for it to come on, but who knows. Another classic that I have so many memories of watching, and I might have so many memories because they quite literally do a 24-hour marathon of this movie on Christmas, and that's A Christmas Story. I feel like A Christmas Story is a movie that quite literally anybody could quote. Funny and modern, but also not modern, if you know what I mean. I just feel like it's not Christmas until I've seen A Christmas Story at least once. Most of the time that is during the 24-hour marathon on Christmas Eve. Probably when I'll watch it this year. Definitely a classic. However, I don't think the sequel was very good. If I remember correctly, they made A Christmas Story 2, and I remember not liking it as much as I liked the first one. I feel like the first one's classic. Very quotable. There's a lot of moments in there that everybody knows. The leg lamp, Red Ryder BB gun, you'll shoot your eye out, you know. There's so many like quotable moments in that movie. I wouldn't say I love it, but it is like a movie that I feel like I have to watch during Christmas time, and that's The Grinch. But specifically, it is the 2000 version of The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I personally think that the live action movies are way better than the animated movies. I think the animated Grinch, it's nostalgic, and yes, if it's on, I'll sit and watch it, but I'm not actively seeking out watching that movie. Whereas the live action Grinch, I love that movie. I think it's very funny and I could watch it multiple times. Let me know if you are team live action or team animated Grinch, because we got some talking to do. I have 2 Hallmark movies on my list. My family and I are constantly watching Hallmark movies, and honestly, it felt wrong not to include Hallmark movies. I know that not a lot of people watch them, so these might not be like classic Christmas movies for you, but for me personally, I have to go through a Christmas season seeing these movies. The first one is 3 Wise Men and a Baby, which is essentially about 3 brothers that don't really get along, and then one of them finds a baby and they have to take care of the baby, and they end up bonding and, you know, hijinks and all of that good stuff. That is one of my favorite Hallmark movies. I just love it. They did release a sequel and it was called 3 Wiser Men and a Boy, and we did watch it. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the first movie. I don't know, there was just something about like, it's like the brotherly dynamic that they have, the hijinks, problems that they find themselves in. I don't know, it was just a really good movie and I loved it a lot. The second Hallmark movie on my list, which is arguably my favorite Hallmark movie, is 9 Lives of Christmas. I haven't seen this one in so long. For the longest time, every time it was on, I was at work, and it made me really sad because that is one of my absolute favorite Christmas movies. They bond over a cat, and then he realizes that his model girlfriend is a terrible person, and then he falls in love with it. Oh. I also just love Brandon Routh. I can't even pronounce his name, but I love him. I love him, and I think that's why I love that movie so much. I won't lie, he has my heart. I feel like Christmas, the classic claymation movies, are a must-watch. All of them I think are a must-watch. Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What other ones are there? Why am I only thinking of 2? Within those, I think my favorite of those is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's cute because you see like where Santa Claus came from and where Kris Kringle came from, and being raised by the elves and then coming to town, and you know, they don't really like him at first and all of that, and you know, it's just just a really cute movie. I really love it. I did in fact have a crush on Red-Headed Santa when I was younger. I'm not sorry about it. The next movie on my list is actually one that I haven't seen in years. I truly couldn't tell you the last time I saw this movie. Anytime I think of Christmas, I think of this movie. And when I was little, it was a movie that I had to watch all the time. And that is Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I have so many memories of watching this movie. In my head, I can see him fighting with the mailman. I can see him on the float during the parade. I can see Turbo Man. I think that movie ended up on my list simply because of the nostalgia and the fact that I remember watching this movie so much as a kid. And even though I haven't seen it in years, I still do think there's just something about it that, like, in my head, it'll always be a Christmas movie that I have to watch, even though I haven't watched it in years. I should probably watch it this year. For my last 3 movies on my list, it's actually a trilogy, and that is the Santa Claus trilogy. Those are my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I could probably sit and watch those through over and over again and never get tired of them. Tim Allen as Scott Calvin, who accidentally becomes Santa Claus and has to navigate becoming Santa Claus in the first movie. And then in the second movie, he has to navigate finding a wife, but then also dealing with his rebellious son. Third movie, where Jack Frost comes in and he tries to steal Santa Claus from him, and he's got to figure out a way. And he's like dealing with that, but also dealing with, again, his family, and it's just like this whole, it's a whole big thing. It's a whole big thing. I think Tim Allen is fantastic. Of course, when I was little, I had a crush on Teenage Charlie because he was like a rebellious teen, and for whatever reason, I thought that was attractive. I don't know, don't ask, don't. But I honestly think that trilogy is my favorite. I wouldn't say it's my top 3. I think my top #1 favorite movie is definitely The Santa Claus, and I feel like The Santa Claus 2 is also up there. I don't love The Santa Claus 3. There are parts of it that I love, and of course, just the fact that it is in the Santa Claus trilogy, it's gonna be up there too. I don't necessarily think it is top 3. All 3 of those are on my list for sure, and I believe the Santa Claus one is probably gonna be my top movie. I think that is my top 10 Christmas movies, I think. There are, of course, some honorable mentions. Polar Express is an honorable mention. Elf is an honorable mention. I like those movies, but I don't like them enough to have them in my top 10 movies. I think really, honestly, any of the Hallmark movies I will sit down and watch, and I think that they're all really good. I know that the Hallmark movies aren't everybody's cup of tea. Hallmark movies don't really give me nostalgia, but I do think they are good movies to watch, and you know, they have nice messages and romance and all of that. So if you're into that, Hallmark movies are definitely the way to go. I do believe that is my top 10. If I had to actually rank them, I think this would be my official ranking. I really put a lot of thought into this. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about my ranking. Do you agree? What would you change? Let me know. Comment down below and let me know your favorite Christmas movie if I didn't mention it. I'm always looking for new movies to watch as well. So comment down below your favorite Christmas movies, non-negotiable Christmas movies that you have to watch during Christmas time to get yourself into the spirit. And that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Christmas content. We are doing 24 days of Christmas content all the way leading up to Christmas Eve. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are having an amazing December, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. I know this video was a bit of a short one. I think tomorrow's video is also going to be a bit of a short one, so just bear with me. 24 days of content is a lot of content to put together. Some days are going to be longer or shorter than others, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are having an amazing December, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.